Is prayer appropriate in the workplace?
Fox 5 business analyst Lisa Murphy is here to explain this. People are praying at work as like a group?
They are, but prayer in a very liberal sense, not prayer like kneeling at a pew. And, you know, so many of the city's best and brightest have fallen from grace over the last couple of years, some overcome by greed, others by a desire for power. Well, tighter rules and regulations may prevent another Bernard Madoff-like Ponzi scheme, but maybe prayer is a simpler solution.
Like any successful executive, David Arena is a risk taker. But as president of real estate firm Grubb & Ellis, David covers territory even the most daring fear to tread.
You see all the bad behavior that's occurring in the world. Well, that bad behavior may be because when we come to work, we, in a sense, discount the fact that we are both fully human and fully spiritual.
So for 5 minutes every Monday, David, raised as a Catholic, turns the firm's weekly planning meeting into a prayer session of sorts. He hands the reins over to Alan Lurie, who's both a managing director and an ordained rabbi.
Some of us may want to return to days that we think in some way were better than what we're experiencing now. And through a sense of uncertainty, some of us may be feeling fearful, and I know sometimes I do. 5
minutes may not seem like much time for such a weighty topic, but Alan says these moments make a lasting impression.
I like to propose that we look at uncertainty in a different way. Uncertainty can be a great gift, right? It can be a gift of grace.
And now, more than ever, Alan says his colleagues take comfort in hearing that message in the workplace.
At tough times, people collapse. And when you're collapsed at that level and you're in a fearful mode, it's very hard to lift yourself up to more spiritual, lofty goals because you're just in a survival mode. But that's the time we need it the most.
Gail Meredith says she was well aware of Grubb & Ellis' sterling reputation before joining the team, but she was surprised at how literally the firm practiced what it preached.
I'd never really seen or heard anything like that in a sales meeting, and I've been in New York real estate since '93, so I'm used to some pretty, knock down, drag out, sales meetings.
It's not only helped with morale, it's also helped with the bottom line.
When you get out of your own sort of self-serving ways, you feel better, you act differently, and I think the results are tremendously better. You talked about how do you measure it? We measure everything.
Well, Alan has written a book about the 5 minutes he spends every Monday. It's this book called 5 Minutes on Monday, and you can buy it right now. It's chock full of some of the prayers that they have, and when I say prayers, I say that very liberally, but how they actually use it in the workplace, how to use it with clients, how to think about faith and think about how you do business and how that factors into doing business the right way.
Now, it would seem, though, if somebody were uncomfortable with that, and it looks like just about everybody there is comfortable, if somebody were uncomfortable, that they might be able to do something about it, right?
You're saying object to it or
object,
quit?
And perhaps, well, is that because it's a private agency, it's not a state-run agency, so they can do really whatever they want?
Yeah, this is, I think, completely, it's not a mandatory thing. It's completely voluntary. You can elect to leave that meeting. It is part of the business meeting that they have.
If I elect to leave that meeting, would I have concern about, okay, he's not as spiritual as the others? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, right?
No, I think it's completely voluntary. I did not get that sense at all that it felt like, okay, here comes the prayer session, now everyone has to come. David Arena, who's the president of the firm, is very open. He's a Catholic, Alan's a rabbi, he's Jewish, and people could draw their own opinions as to whether or not this was a useful way to spend their 5 minutes or doing something else.
Lisa Murphy, thank you very much.
Thanks.